Happy Digital NAMM Week. We believe in music. How's
Yeah,
it
to you
going
as
today?
well. It's a little different this year.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I have to say, I've interviewed hundreds of people at NAMM over the years, but as a former drummer, you stick out a lot because I was always really bad at tuning my snare drum when I used to play drums in like high school and college, and you made this amazing tuning system. It's only one thing you have to turn. So, for those who don't know, can you please explain your company before we get into your new products for this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So the company name is Welch Tuning Systems, and this started off as a way to make tuning easier, right? I was a working drummer in Colorado, always playing in different clubs. Actually, at the time, I was teaching as well, so I was just completely submersed in playing drums, and I was never that great at tuning either. I'd kind of tune close, whatever kind of sounded good, and just called it good. That's as far as I really went with it. I never thought about how my drums were tuned to the character of the music I was playing or anything like that. I was like, it either sounds good or it doesn't, and that's good enough. So, I had this idea for a cable and pulley system. So essentially, instead of having tension rods, you have pulleys at each spot around the hoop. And then you have a single cable going back and forth between the top and bottom pulleys. And it's all centralized into one tuning peg, just like a guitar kind of. It's like an upright bass tuning machine. It's just one handle you turn, and it changes the pitch up and down. And it started off as just kind of this way to make tuning easier. It really unlocked so much of the instrument for me personally that I decided to turn it into a company. I went from being a drummer, just playing out and making a living that way, to now we have several lines of drums, and it's just been really amazing what it's done for my own drumming. And so I'm wanting to share it with the community and show people that it's not just about making tuning easier, but what it does for the sound of the instrument when you remove all those tension rod casings from the shell. The shells can breathe and resonate. What it can do for your musicality when you can actually tune to the character of the music, because you can tune so quick, like, oh, I'm playing something kind of funky, I want a high tight snare for this song. 2 seconds later you've got a high tight snare, and it's and when you get into the tonal aspects of the tom toms, it's just really blown up what's possible behind the drums for me. So
Oh, I love that because I remember when I was played in jazz ensemble in college, I used to have like a separate snare just for certain songs, just because like you said, it has like the different sound. But this is amazing. You can just quickly tune in between songs, basically. So, what is new for what are you showcasing for 2021 here at NAM?
yeah, so we're still have our artistry series, which is our flagship line of drums. These are just the top quality USA made. I didn't want to cut any corners with the artistry series at all. So we still have that available, but we are launching a more affordable line this year.
Oh, cool.
Coming from a working drummer background myself, when I was doing that, I could never afford our artistry series, in all honesty.
Yeah.
A kit that was like a couple of grand was about my price range. And I like to gig on a 3-piece kit, something that was really versatile, small footprint. So that's exactly what we're putting out this year. It's called the Epiphany series. We're starting off with just a single 3-piece shell pack, and a 12x8 rack tom, 14x12 floor tom, and a 20x14 kick. So just a super versatile, size configuration. And we're using maple shells, some nice durable wrap finishes. On our artistry series, we went with more of the lacquer route, which you want to keep pristine, where the wrap finish is very forgiving. You know what I mean? If you're throwing them in the vehicle for the gig, or you know something gets spilled on it at a show, I think I thought about these things,
Yeah,
that from
it's
my
bound to happen at some point, no matter
it
how
is
comfortable you be.
absolutely, yeah. So yeah, it's just a super versatile configuration. It's also much more affordable. So the Epiphany series is coming in at $18.95 for our pre-order price, and we didn't skimp out on anything there. Again, we still have the quality shells and nice wrap finishes, but also I didn't cheapen up the hardware either. You get the same quality WTS hardware, 2.3 millimeter hoops, So it's just really a kit geared towards that working drummer, somebody who's just playing a lot of different genres, a lot of different clubs, and really using their drums. We also have a new snare drum, part of the Epiphany series, that's coming in at $599. A little bit different size on this one. It's a 13 by 7.5. And what I really like, I actually used to play a 13-inch piccolo exclusively. I just really liked the size of the 13. I liked the, just really the sharpness of the piccolo really drew my attention. But once we started making deeper drums, I realized I actually like the body behind it as well. So this is kind of the marriage of those two things, where you have this 13-inch smaller diameter, so you can get a really cracking high snare, but it's got this body behind it because it's a 7.5 deep. So it can be great as a main snare or an auxiliary. The Epiphany snare is actually $599. And then we have a brass in the same size, our Steve Pruitt signature snare. That one's $799. So a few different offerings this year.
Very cool. Well, I mean, I know the pandemic's been hard on a lot of musicians, so it's good that you have like a more affordable line, I think, because hopefully this year a lot of us are going to get, or a lot of drummers and musicians are going to get back to playing live gigs and stuff. So
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely been hard for our industry, but it's also, we've been working really closely with our artists, with our community, trying to support all of the live streaming people are doing, the creative ways that people are staying busy. And by the time the Epiphany series fully launches, because we're kind of in a pre-order right now,
okay.
We're really hoping that the timing, it'll be like late summer. Hopefully by then people are back to playing gigs, and really just looking for a great all-around setup, to really hit the live shows hard again.
Very cool. So is there a website, social media wise, people can stay up to date? I'm sure there's other stuff you got in the works you can't talk about right now. We can
we've been pretty active, that's for sure. So if you go to wtsdrums.com, you can also find us on social media, WTS Drums or Welch Tuning Systems. Will come up either way. But yeah, follow us. We've got some great things going. We're even offering a hardware only buying option for drum builders now. So people who are building their own drums, with WTS, it's just a great option. You don't have to drill as many holes in the shell. So again, we're just really hitting it hard to really come out with something for everybody and share this amazing tuning system we've got.
I love it. I might have to pick up one. I actually just moved to Florida from the LA area, and then a lot of the reason why I stopped drumming is because I lived in apartments or townhomes and didn't have the room for it. So now I'm actually gonna have like a nice size house. So
oh, there you go. Yeah, I've been there. I used to do the electric kit in the apartment, and the neighbor downstairs would still get upset because you can hear the bass drum. Yeah, you can still hear it. But that's good. Yeah, I'm glad you're able to get into a house and hopefully get some acoustic drums again. There's nothing quite like an acoustic kit. So
very cool. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad to keep our tradition of doing interviews during NAMM, even though it's digital. And hopefully next year or maybe this summer at the summer NAMM, we can see each other in person,
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, one thing I think we can all guarantee is that it's going to get back. We're going to come out of this. We're going to come back stronger. Personally, I think that people are going to want to see live shows 10 times more than they would before. Just to get a year of no live music is a hard thing. So I know me personally, I'll be attending more, playing more, very much looking forward to getting back on stage myself. I know music is such a big part of all of our lives. So we're almost there. I think that we're getting closer. So
yeah. Well, awesome, man. All right, man, you take care, keep up the amazing work.
Hey, thanks so much. You too.